Taking a struggling, challenging, difficult content marketing plan from 0 to 100 can definitely take time. It can take months, it can take years, it can take many days, many late evenings, a lot of work. But there are 3 simple things that in 2019 you can embrace that will, without question, in my mind, give you the opportunity to increase the effectiveness of your content marketing team, your content marketing engine, and ultimately give you the ability to stand out for years to come. In this video, I'm going to share with you 3 content marketing ideas that can help your organization add a little bit of magic to the content marketing initiatives that you've been undertaking over the last few years. In a recent study conducted by the Content Marketing Institute, they reached out to a handful of B2B marketers and they asked a simple question. What channel, what asset, what did you develop that actually drove meaningful results for your business? And without question, the #1 answer was ebooks/white papers. What that means is simple. If you are not investing in those types of assets, those types of resources, and you're in B2B, you are leaving money on the table. And in this video, I'm going to share with you a few techniques that you can use to ensure that the resources that you're developing are resources that your audience actually wants. When it comes to creating ebooks and resources that people want to download, there are really 2 key ways that I like to think about it. There's content that adds you value immediately, and there's content that adds you value in the future. Those are the 2 types of content you want to think about. The content that can add value today are checklists, they're how-to. It's instructional resources that will show you how to do something that you may not have known how to do before. It may be a case study. A case study would be something that could help me right now today if I'm trying to decide whether or not I should buy from you or buy from your competitor. So when you create these types of resources, when you create these types of assets, they have an effective way of generating qualified leads because you're going to create content that you know somebody in your buying process is more likely to be interested in downloading. The content that you would likely be able to kind of use better tomorrow, but you would be willing to download today, is content that's more information and research based. So for example, if you've done a study that is demonstrating the value of YouTube and you've looked at 50,000 different YouTube videos and you put together a report that breaks down the ins and outs of what YouTube channels and what YouTube videos actually work, then you can put together a report and a study in a white paper format that your audience is going to find interesting and as a result give you their email in exchange for that asset. The second type of content is the type of content that will help you later on. And when I say help you later on, it's because it's providing you not necessarily with some how-to instruction, it's not solving a problem today, but if anything, it's providing you with some insight that might last for a longer period of time. What I'm talking about is things like research. Researching an industry, researching a topic, researching a channel. Let's say, for example, you're in marketing and you put together a research piece that is breaking down the trends related to virtual reality. You would be able to put together a study that's breaking down the trends. You'd ask a survey that goes out to a bunch of marketers and ask them questions and then compile that into a ebook, a resource that they find valuable, and people are willing to give their email in exchange for that content. Once you've done that, once you've launched it, people will look to download it, they'll link back to it, and you have an opportunity to again make your content marketing initiative that you've been leveraging for the last few years a little bit better. So that's the first thing that content marketers can do in 2019 to improve their content marketing efforts. Double down on creating assets that are downloadable, that add value to your customers today, but also valuable assets that could add value to your customers tomorrow. The second way that you can add a little bit of magic to your content marketing initiatives in 2019 is embracing this idea of using what I call the Sherlock Homeboy approach. And the Sherlock Homeboy approach is very straightforward. You're going to think about your audience and what communities they spend a lot of time in. If your audience spends a lot of time on Reddit, then you're going to go to Reddit. If your audience spends a lot of time on a website like Indie Hackers or Growth Hackers or one of these different communities, Hacker News, you go and you find these communities. What you're then going to do is you're going to reverse engineer the content that actually surfaced to the top. What were the top posts on Growth Hackers in 2018, in 2017, in 2016? You're going to study that content. You're going to use the insight to find a trend. And if you can unlock those trends, you're going to use that to guide the content calendar for 2019 to ensure that the content that you develop month after month, year after year is actually what your audience wants. And then when you press publish, where do you go with it? You take it into these communities and you seed it into them. Of course, you don't copy and paste the exact title. You don't copy and paste the same content that they've written, but you use it for inspiration. If you've seen that a blog post that was a list of PPC tips and initiatives generated tons of traction and love on Growth Hackers, then maybe you're going to create one that's all about SEO tips or Instagram marketing tips, but it's going to take a similar format in terms of just being very clear on the techniques that people wanted. That is the Sherlock Homeboy effect. You research the type of content that people want, you find out insights and trends around the types of things that you can take a unique spin with that content, and then you apply your own language, your own tone, your own voice to that content, you create it, and then you submit it back to that community and you watch it grow. The third and final tip that I recommend you consider for 2019 is something that is probably a little controversial. It's something that is probably going to stir up a few feathers if you bring it to your boss and you don't have a great relationship, and it is a simple idea. Kill the dead weight. What do I mean by that? I mean, you look at what blog posts, what articles on your website over the last few years have generated close to no traffic, have generated close to no leads, and you start to delete them. That's right, you delete the blog posts that have not been generating traffic for your website because they're not serving you. And recently, a lot of people have talked about the fact that when they've done this, when they've pruned their website, they've actually seen an increase in the amount of traffic. Now, I don't want you to end by just deleting some blog posts. I want you to also consider pruning your email marketing list. What I mean by that is you want to look at which users who have subscribed to your email list have actually stopped engaging. Have people stopped clicking on your links? Have they stopped opening your emails? Have you been just going to their spam filter month after month, week after week, and not getting any engagement? Those people are very likely just completely unengaged with your content, but you're paying to still reach them. So why don't you unsubscribe those people and start to get a more accurate look at the open rates amongst the people who care about you, rather than diluting your engagement rate by caring about those who don't even see your emails at all. So there you have it. Those are 3 simple techniques that I believe could add a little bit of marketing magic to your content calendar, to your content strategy in 2019. If you enjoyed this video, I would love to hear from you. Comment below and let me know what you think. And if you want more content like this, be sure to check out rawsimmonds.com, the only place where I constantly deliver content that will help you generate more leads and as a result, live more life. See you next time.